The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Atta boy,
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
What world is Gabe and Rex living in right now, saying that they get free pizza? We started on the dot, baby. It was 8 on the dot. There is no free pizza, fellas. It was 8 o'clock on the dot when that drop started playing. Not happening. I don't think so, fellas. No free pizza tonight. Also, Scott, I loved Rex saying you will summon Scott to start early, so we owe him pizza.
And you're damn right. We are nice and tidy behind the scenes now. There's no way we're going to be late. Now that there's something that we'd have to pay for at stake, the hell with that.
Peek behind the curtain. Mookie was telling a story, and Scott said, "Shut up, there's 14 seconds left." And made him stop talking so that we could start right on time.
I don't even remember what it was either. Scott did his job. He
I
understood the
don't know.
assignment.
It was something about your ice. We lost.
Oh, I got ice that glows. It's cool.
Guys, it's the week of the 4th of July. It's America's birthday. And this week, the U.S. men's national team flamed out of the Copa America tournament. The U20 American tackle football team lost to Japan and Austria. The Supreme Court handed down a decision that basically makes the president a king. Joey Chestnut isn't in the hot dog competition. It's over. Pack it up. We're done. This country is over, fellas. It's done. This is the worst birthday celebration America has ever had. What a terrible week for American sports. We will get to all of that. Before we do that, Scott, how you feeling, man?
I mean, this democracy had a good run, right? Like longer than other ones in history. So, the end of times, it's probably the best of times. We're here to finish off what COVID couldn't. So it's fine. It's fine. I'm good. I'm good.
248, almost 248. Not a bad run. Not a bad run.
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, like in the history books, we'll get a couple chapters when everything restarts and they look back at historical things and find fossilized versions of our republic. We'll get a couple of chapters.
I want to know which one of those is the downfall, though, because the Supreme Court decision really not great, but we lost to Japan and Austria in tackle football.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's
bad.
it right there.
The nail in the coffin, I think.
When that's going down, you might as well just close up shop and go home. I mean, honestly, especially when you think about the number of obese people we have in our country, we couldn't win a sport predicated on hitting other people with your large body. Wrap it up, man. Let's go. So what do we do now, though? So we pivot and we just become Canadian? What's the backup plan? Is there a backup plan? Or is it
we're not even good at soccer. We're terrible at that. So it's maybe it's golden generation.
Well,
we just
we're good at hockey.
I mean, I don't want to throw another log on the fire, but I mean, you go back to the World Baseball Classic and Japan won that too. So the sports we invented, we're failing at terribly right about now.
Well, we can bring it home with basketball, though, because, again, those peach baskets are ours.
Maybe in Japan, they're as hateful as us, like I am towards Canada, where they're just like, the World Baseball Cup is coming back to Japan, baby. And they're like, oh, we fucked your shit up in football. You know what? Hats off to them if they are over there
41 to 20.
Wow, that's bad.
The shit out of us, guys. And Mookie, you mentioned basketball. I don't feel very confident. We're trotting out 40-year-old LeBron out there, and the rest of the world has caught up. I don't know if you've looked at the NBA. There's a lot of international players that are really freaking good. The top 3 draft picks were all from France this year. France, they're coming for us. They're gunning for us.
Speaking of which, did you see the conspiracy theory that the Warriors held back Wiggins so he couldn't play for Team Canada? They wouldn't be another threat. They were like, oh no, you can't participate. And with Kerr,
I love that though.
With Kerr being the head coach, they're like, oh, maybe he's stopping Canada from being another obstacle. And I'm like, you know what? this point, we can use all the help we can get. Like
Steve, thank you.
This dream team is uninspiring as fuck.
Somebody's
You ain't
still
cheating.
doing what they can to try to get this country back on track. Steve Kerr sabotaging Team Canada in the Olympics. Thank you, Steve Kerr.
It's come to this.
Uh,
This is where we are, sabotaging Team Canada in basketball to try to
So why-
restore
why-
our former glory.
Why aren't we learning from Michigan and stealing signals and stuff like that in football? Like, there's got to be something we can do to cut the gap with these other squads. Like, I don't understand. How's this happening? We
How are
have
they beating
two
us in
minor
football?
leagues.
Like, with their wide receivers probably average 5'10", right? Like,
their
what?
offensive line probably averages 5'6". Like, we're talking about Japan here. It's
They're all like sumo wrestlers, though, right? Like, I mean, that's got to be worth something.
I mean, yeah, but
Play it.
sumo wrestlers
Play it,
only go
play
about
it,
2 or
play
3
it. Hold
yards
on.
forward.
Race card.
Hey, but am I wrong? Like, if I was in charge of Team Japan, I'd be like, well, we don't have like the bodies for like. But if we go get a bunch of sumo wrestlers and just throw them out there, good luck getting past those guys. It's a sound fucking strategy.
So wait a minute, Scott, did you just assert that if what you're saying is #facts, it's not racist?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Like if we had an advantage based on something like that we were just like, well, we don't do this particularly. Like if we could figure out how to fucking play soccer at all, and we found out that a certain type of American made for a better position player, a position in soccer that'd help us win, then fuck yeah, we better be doing it. They'd be like, oh, those damn Americans, they're with their fast food and eating, that's why they can do whatever so good. And I'd be like, yep, you're goddamn right.
That's how we're good at sports. Our fast food and our eating.
and
Bang up sports analysis here by Scott.
Okay, save your U20 American football disaster takes for later. Because we'll get to that later on the show. Mookie, by the way, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm good. I'm just it's already going on in the chat. Rick saying a bunch of Hondas out there doing that hand move, blocking our defensive line, blocking the QB.
And that's a solid choice, right? Like
And clearly
I mean,
it worked. So I mean,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? I don't know. It just the thing, especially with the soccer team, is I just at this point with what all we've tried, with the boomerang route that Greg Berhalter took to get back to the team, and we're still like dog shit at this point. I'm just, where are we gonna go?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Where
All right,
are we
you
going
know
to go
what?
from
Screw
here?
You. We'll talk about all of this a little bit later on. Before we do, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog. Play the music, Joe. I don't know what you're doing over here. You're slacking in the.
I think he's too excited about our special thing.
Scott, yeah, we do have a very special treat for the audience tonight.
Very
I'm
special.
very excited for. Also, Joe Hall's going to be stopping by today to give us an update on his walk. But before all that, Scott, what's in your mug? Rated on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog?
I am drinking Urban Artifacts, strawberries and cream. It literally just said an American fruit tart. And I looked at the description on the side. It says ale brewed with fruit and spice. That's all I got. It's a dog. This is now the second or third sour that I've had in the last
I'm
month.
shocked, bro.
I know, and I'm coming around, man. Like I enjoy the tartness. Like as long as it's not like bitter on top of the tartness, I'm here for it. No, it's solid. It's a dog.
Are you saying that it's
and it's like the 7% too. Like I mean, I don't know.
It's
Strawberries and 7%. I'm in.
strawberries and 7%. It's like a sore wiener. You can't beat it. That's
Oh, wow.
beer. That's shout out Papa B. That's Papa B specialty right there. Every time I can sneak that one in, I have to.
Oh, that's always good.
Mookie, what are you drinking? Dog or no dog?
Well, I went back into my Canadian crafts again to this week. It is from Frank Brewing Company, Simple Man Oatmeal Stout. I think the best part is they have like their catch line is just nice guys, great beer. I'm like, yep, that's Canada right there in a mug. Absolute dog though. It's good. It's on the lighter side. It's a very dark stout, but it doesn't have that heavy flavor. So yeah, I fuck with this.
I fuck with this. Good,
It's a
man.
solid wrap.
Good. Also, the light up ice cubes inside.
Light up ice cube to tell me that it's cold. Good to know, I guess. Maybe it's that it's wet. I don't know.
Wait, is it just an LED ice cube? Like It's not an actual ice
it's
cube.
one of
It's
those.
like
that light up,
It's like one of those
a-
plastic ice cubes you put in the freezer so that you don't have to dilute your drink or whatever. Oh, it's got a
It's
little.
actually a children's bath toy, is what it is. I think.
Basically, but
Okay, I didn't know that ice cubes went in your beer these days. That's why I was just like, what the fuck is that? Like, why are we icing our beer?
it was on the warmer end. I threw it in the freezer for about half an hour before the show. I was like, this isn't great. Maybe we'll see if this helps. And I got a little treat because it lights up. So, that's fun. Fun for the kids.
Very nice.
Also, Gutter 00 out here just slinging straight. Oh, wow. Quote, Mookie, unquote, has aged badly. He looks like my prostate feels.
Good lord.
Which, hey, man, I'm glad because I feel pretty good. So your prostate might be doing all right.
No, Gutter, you earned this one. It was the quotes around Mookie that did it for me.
Got him.
That was the one that
Yeah, that's a
picked
little
up.
next level for you there, huh?
Let's check the chat and see what you guys are drinking. Robert Taylor chiming in. It's been we've seen him live in the chat. He's drinking Untitled Art and Magnanimous Brewing's collab Hazy Quadruple IPA, 11.7% quad IPA with Citra, Mosaic, Azaka, and Centennial hops. He said it tastes like Craft Brewed America dog. Everybody is blown away by the 11%. Gabe said 11.7. Dang. Tank said 11.7. Out the way comment section. Big dick Robert Taylor coming through. Shoop said 11.7 is also the percentage of correct Robert Taylor
Got him.
takes. So burn on that one. Gabe is drinking a Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial, 9%. He says it's dog. That's a great one. Scott, have you tried all of the Dogfish Head Imperial, the 60, 90, and 120? Have you gone through the?
No, I've had just the 60 and 90. I don't think I reached the 120, but it wasn't for lack of effort. It was just I just haven't been around it.
They're so good. Mookie, have you tried all three of those?
No, sorry. I'm reading for it in the chat. And just great takes. No, but what's the difference between the minutes? Like, what is that how long it fermented?
It's I'm not even gonna pretend to know. It's higher alcohol.
What's hard? I used to know what that is. Like somebody told me the difference, and I cannot remember for the life of me. But it does have something to do with how long, like during the process of making it, there's something that sits for an extra amount of time each iteration will go up. But I can't remember what the hell it was.
Robert said 11.7% is also still more than Bengals Super Bowl wins. Rude, uncalled for.
I honestly thought you were going to skip that, so I was going to have to put it out there anyway.
No, I'll take them. Schubert is excited, Scott, that you're drinking Urban Artifact.
Yes, sir.
And then Gutter telling Mookie, God bless, still rocking the backwards hat. Way to rep the brand.
Yeah, I think I know who this is now, but he also got me with his follow-up of he's tasting an incredible Hispanic light beer with notes of dog urine and lime when added. So I'm assuming that's a Modelo. I'm assuming that's my dad's friend from down in Florida. Hashtag Florida man. Love you, man. But
that's fantastic. Rex says it's the 4th of July, so the can art is Rocket Pop, Voodoo Ranger, Raspberry, Hard Iced Tea, 7%. Dog. Dude, I almost got a hard iced tea for today. I almost pulled one out. I had an Arnold Palmer half and half.
Yes.
And I almost got it out today. Now I'm wishing I had. Damn. And Robert, I was getting there, man. I saw the response. I was getting there. I'm not a coward. And no, Mookie, it's
I'm completely wrong.
It's Bill.
Well, fuck. Hold on. I'll do it to myself here. Don't even worry.
Hold this L real quick. Hold it. Just hold it for me.
That's for you, Mookie. Hold that out. Yeah, Bill used to give you so much shit for wearing a backwards hat. He's got to be confused that none of us are wearing Craft Root Sports gear anymore. Like we don't wear Craft Root Sports stuff.
Yeah, you think we would? Well, yeah, we do technically. It's just it's not it's not as obvious. Robert Taylor with quote, "I'm completely wrong," end quote. An evergreen statement from Mookie. You could play that back every week. I mean,
very true.
All
right, I am drinking a Belgian wit beer ale from High Grain Brewing here in Cincinnati. Shout out Matt Utter, the head brewer there. Good dude. His kid's a really great baseball player too. Shout out Matt. Great beer. High Grain makes beers that I absolutely love. I have not found one of their beers that I don't love. It's a great beer. Absolutely a dog. Thank you, Gabe. Gabe in the chat with the 90-minute boil on.
You would have thought we would have learned that when we made our own beer dad pop, but
like I said, somebody told me what it was. Like I had asked somebody the difference at one point, but it's been so long. I'm like, I don't remember what the hell it was.
All right, we're gonna get Joe Hall in here in a second. Before we do, though, I just want to. I kind of want to like be honest with the audience. Subscriber growth has been. It's been a little slow, and it gets frustrating at times. Like we put a lot of work into the show, and when we see the numbers just sort of like level off for a while, it really gets us down a little bit, right? And a lot of times when that happens, we reach out to people for advice and like just encouragement, right? Like, hey, help us keep going. Like, what can we do to keep going? What, you got any advice for us? We reached out and we got some great advice this week. So I wanted to play the advice that we got to, keep going, stick it out. This is what we got.
Scott, Drew, Mike, I want to wish you nothing but the very best as you continue working. And success is right around the corners. I understand that your fans love the silly sports stories you share each week. I don't know much about your show or what's going on, but it seems like it's very, very popular with certain people. And that's all. And you don't worry about the no's, you only worry about the yeses. The no's determine your future, not the yeses that will come. But you have to have a faith, you have to have a belief, you keep working at it. And remember that what you're doing is very, very important to other people. So don't let one another down, keep working, and you'll find a way to get it done. I'm sure of that. Look forward to seeing your show. Tell me a little bit more about it in the future. God bless you. Go Irish.
I'm ready to run through a fucking wall, boys. Let's fucking go. I am so amped up after that pep talk. I am fired up. Let's go. 10,000 subscribers incoming. Here we go. I'm
yes,
ready
sir.
To work, boys.
Yes, sir.
The greatest thing I had ever seen. When that popped up, in my phone, I got so excited. I had to stifle a squeal as soon as.
Wow, that's stifle a squeal is saying something too. I mean, that's excitement right there. You know what, Mike? Though you should have let it out. You should have let it out there. Because we're all going to be here for each other, and we're very popular with certain people, as Sarah points out. The truer words have never been. I'm sorry. Quote: it's very popular with certain people. Unquote. Truer words have never been spoken. This Sarah.
There's so much on that I felt bad at times. I laughed, and then I felt bad that I laughed, and then I felt excited, and then I laughed harder, and then
And
Tank
it
with the great
really
take,
sinks
he
in
said
with you,
he's
too.
either dying or has 5 zins in his mouth.
Not mutually exclusive. I don't think.
I was just gonna say, why not
No?
both? Why not both?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going out like that. Reading a cameo, 5 zins in.
Getting paid.
Right
Getting
there.
paid.
Yeah, like that'd be the last one.
I just want to play the beginning of this again because we were talking about this before show, and there's like this moment where
Beginning
Lou
is my favorite part.
Lou is just like everything sets in. He realizes
Processing
what life
this
has
bullshit.
become and doesn't like what he sees. He looked in the mirror, or in this case, the reflection of him in his phone, and didn't like what he saw.
Right there. Right there.
The most defeated sigh of all time.
Just
Like, fuck.
fuck, man, I gotta do this. Fuck. And then the big part of the pep talk, the one that's driving the point home, was this amazing sentence. Go ahead and try to diagram this one, fellas.
You don't worry about the no's, you only worry about the yeses. The no's determine your future, not the yeses that will come.
That's that realization that halfway through what you're trying to say, you realize you fucked it up and you just keep going. I love it. I love that he didn't even try to backtrack. He's just like, you know what, I fucked that up, but yeses will come.
Rex correctly pointing out that was his "aw shit" baseball drop right there. Just powered right through it.
That was Lou Holtz's version of "a fool me can't get fooled again." Like that's what that was. Bush fool me once quote. He was just up in the air. He got lost. He had nowhere where to go on that one.
Game.
You can't just laugh. You gotta.
I know, but I had to second game with the Lou Biden take. Oh God. Oh, it's timely. It's so good. It's so accurate. We talked about it too when we were watching the pre-show, and I had said that there needs to be a third for the next debate, and it needs to be Lou. This is what America needs. He's the third party that we have been asking for and demanding, and I am voting Lou in 2024.
I like Tank's theory better though. That Tank saying he made that sigh you make when you like forgot to close the hub tab. Disgusted.
A bit more panic in my tone than that displayed.
Yeah.
Like it's not a. It's more like oh shit.
I that kills me though, man. What are you doing wasting time watching porn on your phone? Like that screen is tiny.
It's 2024. The fact that we can is amazing. Like it's one of those things where it's just like you can, so why wouldn't you?
Here's the question, Scott. You watching it in 1080?
Whatever it comes in at. I mean, they're not picky. Once you click through all the ads and the skip ads and all that stuff, it's just whatever shows up.
Scott's not very discerning when it comes to his friendly time selections.
No, I mean, sometimes you get that fucked up ass player and it'll be like, I can't deal with this. The video quality may be good, but this player they decided to use, I'm out.
Guys, why are we getting chastised by Bill? He said, look, he took time out of his day actively voting to fuck our country's future over to give you a soundbite. Certain people are them minorities that you let vote now.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
and
snap.
Bill with a great question, Mookie. Defend yourself. What are you dragging the laptop into the shitter, Mookie?
That's right.
I guess that's the question. Why are you doing it in the shitter, man? There's other rooms in your house, right?
Alex says phone in one hand.
Yeah, I know. The phone is always on you. Like which laptop is so 2003.
Which
like,
I can't help but just look at Shub's photo just a little bit different when I read that. Is phone in one hand, video in the other, and I'm like, that photo crops out just at the right level to not be able to prove or not. No, man, tablets, dude, that's the way to go. Big screen, give yourself a little treat.
Some of us aren't that rich.
Okay.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.
Rex also saying that he hopes Lou watches this bit about porn and then does that sigh again. That's sad.
Look up at the camera real quick too. Like everything about it's so great. It's just like, oh, fuck, god damn it.
If you watch,
how many more of these I got to do before my retirement plan?
The yeses will come. The yeses will come. And
God bless you. Go Irish.
He nailed that.
Go Irish. He can't even.
He nailed it though. He might have stumbled through the rest, but at the end, he brought it all together in a cold.
God bless you. Go Irish.
You know what?
Clear as day.
No matter what I say prior to all of this, at the end of all of these, God bless you. Go Irish. Nailed it.
All right, let's bring in Joe. He's been sitting in the background listening to all of this. Sorry, Joe. Hey, man, how you doing?
Personally, I feel like it was just Lou combining. Like sometimes I'll say like and those as one word. So I think he was like the yeses are what matter and no's. So like he was saying and those, and because he's so old, he just put them together. So I think you guys are looking at that in the wrong perspective.
Yeah, Mike.
The no's determine your future.
No,
Joe.
like and those. He talks about the yeses, and he's like and those, but he's so old, and he combines his words together. Like when I say those two words together, sometimes I'll combine them. I'll be like, and those things, or in those things, and it kind of combines together. I think that's what he's saying.
Okay, let's check. I would believe you, except for how
The
confused
pause.
he got at the end of after he said it.
Don't worry about the no's. You only worry about the yeses. The no's determine your future, not the yeses that will come.
He said the nose. It wasn't
he didn't.
and nose. He said
No,
the nose.
you're just being negative. Fucking negative Nancy. Fucking,
nose.
get your fucking head out of there. He said, and those the yeses, and those determine your future, and the yeses will come. He's 400 years old. He's having trouble.
I'm with
Shut
Joe on
fuck
this
up.
one. I'm with Joe on this one. After hearing it the second time, I think it's absolutely and those.
He doesn't say and. He says the nose. There's no
I
and
don't
in
know.
there.
You don't worry about the no's. You only worry about the yeses. The no's determine your future, not the yeses that will come.
No, that's
Like he started to
the
say
nose.
not the yeses and realized no, that was wrong. Like
No,
he
you
stopped
guys are just
himself
both
'cause he's like,
deaf.
wait, I fucked up the saying, but it's okay. I'm
You
just gonna go
motherfuckers
into
are making me agree with
what I was
Mookie.
gonna say.
Mookie, all right, Gabe is with you on this one, Joe. So
Yeah.
you, Mookie, and Gabe are now all
Correct. We are
Yep.
correct.
on team messes up, I guess. Joe, how's the walk going, man? You're in West Virginia now. You had a little break. Got to go back home, and now you're back on the road. So how's it feel being back on the road, man?
I mean, today was a short walk. I lost my prescription sunglasses in a 4.5 mile walk, so that was pleasant.
That's not good.
And
just go in a
Thursday,
straight
Friday,
line?
and Saturday are going to be an absolute shit show with thunderstorms. So I don't, not sure what's going to happen, but I'll probably die.
Don't say that, Joe. Like the yeses determine, not the
Yes,
thunderstorms. So
and
you're-
and the lightning and nose determine if you're going to die. And there's going to be
The
a lot of
no's determine your future, so just say no. Say no to the storms. They can't kill you if you just tell them no, because they determine your future. And the yeses, they'll come.
Joe. Anything?
The nose never stopped Bill Cosby.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
See,
Look,
and there it is. There you go. That's the thing. And the yeses will come. He was like, yo, you just got to power through those no's. You hear one no, don't worry about it. The yeses, they'll come one way or the other.
And so would Bill.
I feel like now is that time that Caesar would drop in and remind us all that consent is important,
Consent
and
is
it
important,
is the
Caesar.
11th commandment.
Yes, the 11th commandment.
Just saying. Love you, dog.
Oh, God.
Why is it that every time Joe is on, it gets really weird really fast? What is up
That's
with
what we
it?
do. That's what we do.
Because the
baby.
guy's got a
That's what
lot
we
of
do.
time by himself to just think, and the mind will go to funny places when left unsupervised.
Can we point out how guttered his team's got? Yeah, that's right. He says
Not just
I'm
Team
right.
Whoa, why? It was,
Oh, well, no, because he just singled me out. I mean, you'll have to seek your credit elsewhere. But he says Scott is right. Oldie Locks called himself before it took a right, all caps, turn. I was just saying.
and he actually caught himself is who he called. Use the correct parlance.
Do you think Lou will
Sorry,
ever
I
tune in
didn't-
and catch you doing your Lou impression?
That's the dream.
That's what I wanted. All right, so when I sent the cameo, that's how we got Joey Chestnut on the show. Was we sent him a cameo request of just like answer these questions, and we were going to splice in his answers, like we were going to act like he was on the show and just splice in his answers as we asked him questions. But then he was like, these are great questions, and they have a DM feature where you can thank the person. So I sent him a message and said, thanks so much for doing this. This is great. We'd love to have you on the show. And then he agreed to it, which was bananas.
And that's when Mike squealed
So-
for the first time.
That was my first squeal, yes. But that's what I wanted to do with Lou. Lou does not have his DMs turned on.
Ah,
Oh, boo.
It's
Hey, I'm
because
just going to say, because I don't want to, because he's about to get one of them you up texts. I tell you that right now. Lou, the no's aren't determining my future. You up?
But he wants us to tell him about the show sometime in the future. I don't know.
Right.
We'll figure that out. So I don't know how we're going to tell him about the show, but I feel like we'll have to email him at his @msn.com email address or whatever he's
I was
using.
He's
gonna say,
definitely
he-
on a Prodigy email.
he ain't dumb. He wants us to tell us more about the show the next time we pay him to read something for
Good
us. Like,
point. Yeah, good
he ain't
point.
no dummy. If he's really on the right side, then they know about how to get their money.
That's a good point. Joe, what's the most interesting thing you've come across in West Virginia?
Haven't been in West Virginia that long. I mean, really, like the place I stopped at today, actually the place I started the walk, it's going to turn serious for a second. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was a really cool. It was a really cool center. They do a lot of work with the homeless. A lot of work apparently there's a huge like HIV outbreak out here, and they do a lot of work getting like the homeless people medicine, the people that can't afford it. They provide mental health, substance abuse. They get people into treatment. Like it was a really awesome like vibe there. I sat there for 2 hours and talked to the woman today, and a lot of the stuff she was telling me I never would have expected there to be a huge like HIV pandemic, not really pandemic, but like a surge in it in Charleston. And she said they get at least 10 people a day that come in. Jeez. And apparently one of the thing that a lot of drugs are being mixed with now is xylazine. And it can cause your flesh to like rot open like strep. Yeah. So a lot of the people here are also like certified to kind of look at and determine what type of wound care is needed for a lot of the homeless that come in here. But they got like showers, they got like a little place where if people need like new clothes or whatever, they can get it. It was just an awesome facility. I mean, it was just a cool place to start or to resume the walk,
Is that the first like facility like that you've run into since you started the second walk? Like, or have you found other places that not necessarily that go to like that extent, but like places that provide assistance to like the homeless and people in the communities that need it? Because I feel like that's a big part of this, right? Like that's
right. Yeah. And sharing that out there for the people that don't, understand that those services are in their their area, their town, whatnot. I did come across the Stride Center when I was in Columbus, Indiana, who they do a lot of the same stuff. They've got a place for their homeless if they come in, like if they have substance abuse issues, they'll get them to a treatment place, and they've got a thing set up there where they'll take you into treatment, and if you complete like the 5 to 7 days or whatever, they'll go to wherever they dropped you off for treatment and like give you a free ride to wherever you need to go. They got a shower in that place too, and doing this, I've had the experience of like having to go 5, 6, 7 days without a shower, and it's you feel disgusting. Like it's amazing. It's a good thing that they offer those kind of things for people that are going through it. You know what I mean? Like a shower can make you feel like a brand new person. So it's pretty sweet that they got that. And then like the woman I talked to, Amber, she works for the 988 helpline, but she also works for a thing called First Choice. And apparently First Choice out here actually operates a lot of the national 988 number. And they offer a bunch of services too. She is 2 years sober. Like she recovered and is like a peer support specialist. So she helps people get clean. Like it was a cool vibe. Like it's a type of place that like, at the end of this, it would be cool if all across the country could generate the type of funding to do that type of work. Yeah. I mean, we always had that as an initial like pipe dream type goal of trying to do like an RV that could do some type of mental health mobile work. But, when we really thought about it, like it's not, you can't put Band-Aids on mental health like you can, like open cuts and wounds and things like that. So we kind of scrapped that idea, but it would be cool to like have these kinds of facilities are needed in the bigger cities, where homelessness is an issue.
Maybe you just take it with a little different angle of what you can do. Cause like if a shower is that important, if the RV's got showers, like maybe even just that helps get started, like you've mentioned showering a lot here, not just today, but during the walk so far this time. And it's one of those things where like, I never really understood how needed or how much that could change, but it makes complete sense. Like you said, like a clean shower, a fresh shower can really help you feel like $1 million or, at least $100.
Well, I mean, you get a shower and you get a change of clothes, like
right, yeah.
Not having to throw the same dirty drawers on. That's for people that don't have anything, like that can change a whole day, a week, a month around for somebody. Mm-hmm. So I really thought it was a cool facility that they had set up here.
That is pretty awesome. And if you want to help Joe achieve this mission of showers, mental health facilities. Allacrossthecountry.com is where you go. Tax-free donations. It's a nonprofit organization. You can write that shit off. All right.
They done did paperwork, y'all.
Yes, you
done
can.
did paperwork.
Yeah, Mike's name is on that paperwork too.
It is. I got the debit card to prove it.
Boy.
Allacrossthecountry.com.
No wonder it keeps getting declined, you son of a bitch.
But that DraftKings account is stacked, baby. Just
I got
kidding.
this 900 leg parlay. I got this 900 leg parlay that's sure to hit.
I was
How the
thinking
hell
it was
do you
gonna
think
really
they
help
paid
out.
for the pep talk from Lou? Shit.
I mean, right? Yeah, this shit wasn't free. Lou doesn't do nothing for free.
It's non-profits. I'm just making sure there aren't any profits. at the
Right,
end.
exactly.
Isn't that like how this goes? It's like Brewster's Millions, right? You just have to spend all the money before the end of the year. That's how this goes. Something
That's
like
it.
that. Allacrossthecountry.com is where you go to donate and help Joe out on this walk. Joe, you're heading towards Pennsylvania now, correct?
Correct.
How long of a trek are we looking until you get to Harrisburg?
Oh God, it's probably still going to be, I'd say about 3 weeks roughly. The next 3 days could put a hurting in that, or not the next three, but like Thursday, Friday, Saturday with all the storms coming through. Who knows how much mileage I'm going to get, because there's not a lot of places to stop out in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia. So, luckily there is a brewery tomorrow night that has Airbnbs above it that is donating a room, so that'll be fun.
Hell yeah, shout them out. What's the brewery name?
Clendon Brewing Company.
That's
they,
awesome.
right there on
Nice.
Main Street. It's got a sweet view of the Elk River, I believe. It's a cool little riverfront place. It looks like it's got a cool vibe, and they've got barbecue. So like,
I mean, what could go wrong?
craft
Sounds like
beer,
all the
barbecue.
does.
So Joe, let's recap. They have beer, they have barbecue, a bed, and a shower for Joe. Like that is the.
Oh,
What
you
more,
couldn't
what
do
more do
better.
you need?
It's you're all set there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be picky, like maybe a little.
Lou was right though. The yeses did come.
The yeses came.
And no's do come. And those yeses do come.
The no's don't come, but the yeses come.
And those yeses come.
I
And those
mean,
yeses come.
The no's don't determine your future, though. I promise.
They
you
don't.
that.
The no's don't.
wow, look at Bill being actually serious.
yeah,
in the
Bill-
chat.
No,
This is weird.
He was making
Um,
jokes before. As your charity tried to line up the truck stop for some kind of token system for the homeless for showers, etc.
I haven't really stopped at a lot of truck stops. So
That's not until you get more Midwest when you're stopping for the Indian food at the truck stops.
that was out west. That was Wyoming.
thought you were
where
gonna talk
where
about-
every truck stop has Indian food for some reason.
I thought you
Why
were
are
talking about the
you-
other thing.
Why are you showing that comment, Mookie? You went like you scrolled up 5 scrolls to get to that.
Because you're
comment.
talking about truck stops. That's where you find the lot lizards. I thought that's where you were leading this.
No,
No.
sure wasn't. I was letting Bill take the serious note there.
Nah, he doesn't deserve that.
Mookie, this is why you don't press buttons, man. This is why you're not allowed. No.
Bad
Stop.
movie.
Bad Mookie.
Well, see, this is what happens, Bill, when you try to help. Okay, so learn your lesson and stop trying to fucking help.
Gabe, I will. I'm probably going to make a detour to Buckhannon based on the conversation you and I had. So, reach out to the mayor, and he and I can shake hands and kiss babies or whatever they do in West Virginia.
Be careful with that, Joe. That's awesome, though, man. Yeah, I know you mentioned you've kind of struck out on meeting with politicians in West Virginia. There's still time, right? You still got a couple days if somebody can meet you somewhere. But do you have anything lined up for PA yet? Have you?
Not yet. We haven't really, because it's gonna. I gotta wait until I've got a little bit better idea of when I'm gonna hit Harrisburg. I don't want to tell somebody something and then have, the 3-day storms come in and I only make up like 7 miles, each day or whatnot like that. So I try to give it like a 10-day window. That gives them a chance. The legislator's office a chance to get back with me. I would think 7 to 10 days is a reasonable amount of time.
You would think.
I gave smaller windows for Indiana and Kentucky, and they worked out. So didn't work out for West Virginia. But I mean, it's summertime, and the woman I reached out to, like she might be on vacation. Like it's not a big deal. In the major leagues, I'm still a Hall of Famer hitting 2 out of 3. So
Wait. So did you talk to Bashir in Kentucky?
no. I spoke with Representative Ken Fleming in Kentucky.
Gotcha. All right.
We're not
We-
quite to the governor levels yet.
I almost
No. I know. I
mean, why not
for
ask?
some reason. For
We
some
almost
reason, I
had a
thought he
shot.
said that. I was like,
no, we
oh,
almost had a
shit.
shot with Bashir, but he was out of town because the woman that was like connecting me with people in Frankfurt, her daughters like go to school with Bashir's daughters. Like they're like she's friends with Bashir and his wife.
See,
Oh,
we just
dude.
need that one, and if you could get the one, then it could
Right.
be like, hey, can you, I'm heading to Pennsylvania next, or I'm heading to West Virginia next. Can you put a word in for me? 'Cause-
Right.
Well, yeah. Then you just hold them hostage, state to state. You'd be like, well, the governor in Kentucky did it. I mean, we're
Right, exactly.
Virginia. Like you make them step it up because I mean they will though. Like I mean, if they're available, they're not going to want to be outdid by another state's governor. So I mean, use it to your advantage if you can get that pull.
And
Yeah.
if you know where the kids go to school, you can play the Michael Scott card. Pretend like you're calling from the school, like the kid's sick. Then when you get the guy on the phone, you switch it up and be like, "Hey, so now
Are
that
you
I've got
talking
you
about
here."
the unfunny.
Wow. I'm trying to help out. You know what? I should have taken my own advice. Don't try to help. It's just not worth it.
I feel like you were talking about like the least funny thing that's ever been on television, The Office.
That's the new Mookie fucked up drop.
It's
Also,
a shout out to
Joe-
Rex said it earlier. He was like, play the Lou
Did.
Holtz eye when Mookie said something. So I was waiting for another Mookieism to drop that.
To be
Bill,
clear,
Bill, yes,
stalk the
we-
kids. I'm saying use the kids' school where they go to fake like you're calling from the school to get to the dad to then make your pitch. I mean,
That's better than Boo This Man. That's way better than Boo This Man.
It is. It's the disappointed grandfather sigh and the look up. We're just like, she's a fucking again, Mookie. Like Luke's probably like, if he had known he was gonna be used like that, he'd been like, Jesus, fuck, man.
Sorry, Joe. You were responding to Bill. He was asking
Yeah,
about
Well, no, he had,
water access.
our organization is advocating for mental health and suicide prevention, but seeing the homeless aspect of everything is I mean, there's not really much like that we have any experience with. Like the walk is about talking about mental health and bringing the resources to the front for people that may not know that they're there, and trying to get other people to share their stories in an effort to build a community of people lifting each other up. But to answer your other question, we would love to get some type of corporate sponsorship, but it's, I'm a shit salesman, because as much as I love what I'm doing, and I know that there are people that talk to me and appreciate it, and I just have zero self-confidence. It's been one of my biggest, issues that I've dealt with my whole life, and I have no idea how to try to sell it to a corporation and sell what we're doing, because a lot of this can't be measured in metrics, which is what people want to see. We can't say that we're going to help X amount of people. I can't say that what we're doing and is going to, change policy in states, or it's going to keep, X, a given amount of people from hurting themselves. That's just our hope, that when we get to the end of this, that even if it's kept one person from trying to kill themselves, as far as I'm concerned, whatever happens to me throughout the walk, it's worth it. But in a long-winded roundabout way, yeah, we'd love to get corporate sponsorship, because I'd much rather go that route than having people, who may be struggling, donating their hard-earned dollars, but it's where we're at. And, the people that do donate have been doing fantastic. And, I love everybody that follows along. Like, I know I come in here and joke around a lot, and, we try to have a good time, but like, this has been this has given me purpose personally, this in my first walk across the country. And like, the people that are out there that I come across further drive it home that what I'm doing it's good. It's helping some people. So it's where I'm supposed to be, regardless of all the curveballs I've been thrown already.
It's also such a good metaphor for mental health, what you're doing. Like, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just every day, just keep moving forward. Like, don't stop. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Don't give up. Just one foot in front of the other. So it's
That's
awesome.
why I listen to You'll Never Walk Alone all the time.
Makes me cry every time those fucking TikToks come up, because it's Caesar's song and I bawl like a baby.
And I'd never heard it until the memorial episode. Like
Stop talking because I don't want to try.
Me neither. But every time it does come on now, I got to turn it off almost immediately. Like it's a rough listen. Like it's tough.
It's
Sorry,
not.
I just read Bill's most recent
I was going to say,
comment.
to shift it a little bit and to get us a little uplift here.
I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
I didn't think you were playing that one. I didn't think.
I figured we'd go with that one, and then take asking Joe if you have any plans to have a meeting with Lauren Boebert when you hit Colorado. He said he knows she loves theater, so that's a suggestion for you there.
I don't understand that reference.
She gave a hand job in a theater.
Be right back. I'm going to the theater.
It was an over the pants handy. I don't know if that makes it any
Hey,
better.
still counts.
Hey, look, I've been on the road for a while, so not really. I guess I was home for a week, but in general, I've been on the road for a while. Sometimes I got to give myself an over the pants.
Bill,
Hey, it's a lot of
Bill
long.
asked, nope, segueing Moogie. We're getting away from that. Bill asked if you're willing to walk around like a fucking NASCAR car, I may be able to do something. You just redid the stroller. It's got place for signage.
That's
now,
what
so
he meant.
We can potentially get some signage on the cart and make you a NASCAR driver.
Now hold on a second. We got
I turn right.
What the hell did Mookie think that he meant by walking around like a NASCAR car? Like, wait, what did you think that meant? I gotta know.
I like walking around a track like in one of the speedways when he gets to that area. That would be the spectacle.
Thank you. God. Jeez.
Reading's hard, guys.
Yo,
Come
we're
on.
gonna let you go, man. We're gonna let you go. Keep everybody
I'll never let go,
updated.
Mike.
Are
I'll
you
never
gonna
let go.
do the? Are you gonna do another podcast episode? Because if you guys didn't know, Joe has a YouTube channel. All Across the Country has a YouTube channel. He did one episode of the podcast where he sat down and just talked by himself to the phone, way better than Lou Holtz did, for over an hour. It was really impressive. It was a great catch up on where he'd been up to that point, things that he had seen, people he'd encountered. So it was really, really good listen. So when's the next one coming out, Joe?
I'm going to try to get back to doing them as a weekly recap, like doing one every Saturday. It's going to depend on signal and being somewhere where I've got enough time to upload, because trying to do it from a phone, and you have to have a pretty decent Wi-Fi signal. I'm also going to try to experiment with putting pictures and clip, and some video clips in, because I'm still kind of a rookie with using the StreamYard software, especially from my phone. But I think there's a way, and obviously you guys use it on the desktop, but I think there's a way that if I've got like video clips from, that I could take throughout the day, that I can load those up on here on the StreamYard studio for me and bring them up. I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Who knows?
All right, good deal. And then Bill wants you to send him links so that he can go back to the rich corpo fucks.
All of our socials and stuff are on the website. It's got the link. It's got links to every social. It actually has the YouTube version of the podcast should pop up when you go to the social media link. So all the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff's on there. Everything we do, on there is PG, it's kid friendly. I have to.
Bill pointing out and saying, "Bitch, I'm not looking this shit up.
All
I'm
right,
lazy."
Bill, I'll send it to you, man. I'll send it to you a little bit later on. Okay,
Facts.
all across
This
the country.
this is our audience we're talking to here. We got
That's
to
a
keep
good
that in
point.
mind.
I got you, Joe. We'll let you go, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right, be safe out there, man.
Sounds good. Take it
Love
easy,
you,
guys.
buddy. See ya.
See you, Joe.
Joe, all across the country, and
Oh, we
as
forgot to
we
ask about his
do
toes.
every time, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 988. If you or anybody you know is suffering a mental health crisis, 988 is the number that you dial. All right, boys, we're gonna.
Jeez. I'll let you make the call on that one, Mike.
I didn't see it. I was
Oh.
looking for a drop.
Chase said, "Kid friendly pussy, Team FTK." And Sarah chiming in appropriately, except for your fucking feet. Those aren't kid friendly. No, sir, they are not.
They are not.
Did you just call Sarah sir? Wow. Fucking rude.
Hey, man, it's feminism in 2024. Like, treat her as equal, right?
Sure. Kick
Nobody
Saban.
wants to be called ma'am.
Let's talk soccer. Mookie, the men's national team does what the men's national team does and just shits all over the field. Bows out of the Copa America tournament when they had Panama and Bolivia in the group.
Yeah.
Can't get out of the group stage in a tournament they were hosting. They were at home. How long until Greg Berhalter is gone? Because it should have been months ago.
I mean, we tried to get rid of him once and it didn't work. So, like, what makes us think it's going to be any different this time around? They keep saying this was his audition for the World Cup 2026. I don't know who else would want to take this job. It's just a piece of shit. They are just so disappointing, so embarrassing, top to bottom. It's going to be really, really bad in 2 years from now. I mean, I'm honestly just hoping the Olympics end faster than, hell, maybe we'll get lucky. We'll make it a group there either, but it just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. There's no reason. We may have the raw talent, the physical abilities, but there's no skill, no tactics, no intelligence, no cohesion. This team has no identity other than being a bunch of little pussy ass bitches.
It's disappointing all around. But you mentioned who would take the job. It's been said that Klopp would consider it. That's one of the jobs that Jurgen Klopp would consider. And if I know anything, Caesar loved Klopp because of what he did at Liverpool. And that's good enough for me. Bring him to the U.S. men's national team, open up the checkbook, tell him to put in whatever number he wants, and let him come whip this team into shape. And they're getting the World Cup.
I got to be honest, at this point, I would rather talk about the conversation going on in the chat than the fucking men's team because they're a disaster. Even if Klopp comes, which I think would be awesome. If we could get him signed and I would say give him full authority to do whatever, like keys to the kingdom, everything. If he says burn it to the ground, burn it to the ground. But, even there, I don't think it's going to help us look a whole lot better in 26. So that's where I'd almost rather follow Sarah's question of sidebar, where is Tyson? Robert Taylor wondering if we need a wellness check on him. And Sarah said, well, she doesn't know of any reason he could be unwell, but there are loads of opportunities for mom jokes and sex comments today, which is absolutely true. Robert saying he just really hopes Tyson missing doesn't turn in a case of Robert screaming, why couldn't it be Mookie? Fair. Sarah saying, though, but maybe this is him getting with his lady who moved closer. And Robert said, Tyson has a lady friend? Hell yeah. So you know what? We're all on team go Tyson get laid, right?
Thank you. For the love of fuck. Reading comments from the comments section, just not back to back to back, is like podcasting at its worst. Like it's somewhere somebody's like, if this is what podcasting is to become, shut it all down.
Guys, you really got to check out Craft Root Sports. It's super awesome. They play a clip of Lou Holtz 112 times in 45 minutes, and a guy read comments for 3-7. It was absolutely amazing.
I mean, you really can't beat this entertainment value, right? Like this bang that you're getting for your buck right here is unmatched.
Robert said that wasn't even me, and I was in the conversation.
Well, you know what?
Mookie doesn't want to talk. I finally give Mookie the chance to talk soccer. And
fine. Well, we'll double back in.
No. You've missed your chance, Mookie. Put the comment away. It's done. You blew it. I gave you open the kicker.
I don't give a shit about the men's national team. I would rather talk about a lot of other soccer
Good, then here's what
topics
we're going
than
to talk
that.
about for soccer then. Scott, how disappointed were you? You want to talk about American tragedies this week? Alex Morgan left off the Olympic roster for the women's national.
That good.
What are we doing? Does it? Oh, yeah. Because we've proven that it being good matters. Like we're just here to like be entertained and see like their performance last time wasn't that great. And I heard the things like, well, carrying her is this similar to carrying Rapinoe and carrying, what's her fuck the time before. And I'm just like, yeah, isn't that part of the fucking tradition where you just carry somebody who's like kind of past their prime, but is like that team leader. And I don't know. We better fucking win. I know that. I don't want to hear how not good she is or whatever the fuck. Whoever took her spot or whoever that they've got to replace it, like this team better be way better than the last time we saw them. Otherwise, I'm like, so what was that for? So to finish the same or worse?
Sarah, you know the answer to this question you asked. Sarah asking, "Are you?"
The
sad?
answer is yes.
See, that's the problem though.
For the audio only audience, the question was
The question was, are you just sad she won't be there because she's good or because she's hot? And Scott said yes. Daniel absolutely pointing out right. Morgan is washed. And Rex also pointing out that Team Trinity Rodman is the team you want to be on right now. That girl is a star. She's going to just absolutely run circles around people.
Okay, and that's fine. If you know what,
she puts up 2 goals in group, I guarantee.
Again, as long as they finish where they should finish, which is the top, then it's whatever, and it was the right decision. But anything short of that, and I'm gonna be like, so what was the fucking point? Like, you might as well have just had her on there if she was
and still lost. Is that what you're asserting? You'd be better off having Morgan on the team and still not making it out of the group.
Who's the veteran leadership on the team?
Because if I'm gonna lose, I'd rather look good doing it.
With Morgan not on the team,
Rose Lavelle. Are you serious right now?
But Rose doesn't.
You know how many
I don't know. Maybe it's
had?
on my mind. Maybe it's just in my mind. But Rose doesn't seem like the veteran level that.
No.
What is veteran to you? Because Rose has been around for 2 World Cup cycles now. I think she has over 50 caps. Like, the girl is seasoned. Plus, you've got Alyssa Neuer in goal, who is also a veteran, coming back off an injury, albeit. But like, there's women on that team who are seasoned. They've been in camp. They've been on the roster. They know what it looks like to be in this pressure cooker. But candidly, I think they're more well suited to getting a win for us, man.
Is it more? I've got a side quest on this one here. Is seasoned? Mookie said seasoned. Multiple.
Hold on a second. Because I did the old the Googles, and I was like, I mean, what are the chances, right? Yo, her father is Dennis Rodman.
Hey, you didn't know that?
You didn't know this?
Yeah, that's
why would
common.
hold on, back up. Why the fuck would I know that?
Because it's common knowledge about Trinity Rodman that her dad.
Okay, cool. The name that I just heard for the first time tonight, it's common knowledge. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a you.
That's fine.
You just heard Trinity Rodman's name tonight because she did. I do remember her last year. There was a big hubbub about, or not last year, last cycle. There was a big hubbub because she wasn't scoring goals that she was supposed to be, and they were like, "When is Trinity Rodman going to show up?" And then like online commenters were like, "Her dad never would have done this." I was like, "Who is her dad?" It's Dennis Rodman. No shit. All right, well, go Trinity.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. It's there. You go. That's cool. I mean, you know, but go fucking win. You know, hey, you took Alex's spot, or everybody's hey, you better fucking be better than her. That's all I gotta say.
Mookie, what do you? Okay, hold on, wait. We gotta go because Mookie said seasoned several times. If you're seasoned, it feels like you're not quite like vet status. You've been around a little bit. Like you're not that wily vet that like. Remember when Bronson told us, Scott, that he was so valuable because the younger kids would come up to him and be like, hey, what can I take because my shoulder kind of hurts? Or like, what can I do? How do I handle this?
Jesus Christ.
If you're seasoned, you're not that guy. You're not the one that people are going to, right? So I feel like we've got –
I don't give a shit. This is a pointless argument because I looked it up. Sarah, third Google of the day. Rose Lavelle has 100 caps, including 24 goals. That's a pretty thick fucking resume. She is a vet. She knows what she's doing. She's wily, crafty, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You don't need anything more than that. You've got a woman on that team that has made 100 appearances for her nation. If that's not good enough for you, then you're just never going to be happy until
how many
striding up and down the sideline in a bikini.
How many appearances did Alex Morgan make?
Again, like the last time, it's like we had Megan Rapinoe. Before that, we had Carly Lloyd. Like there is always that like veteran person that people are kind of like, well, this shouldn't be. And this team doesn't have that. Like, and I thought Alex Morgan was going to be that. So regardless of skill level or whatever the fuck you want to point at, I felt like she should have just been there just because you have that.
Okay, but
person.
see, this is part of it where you have to look at it. Alex Morgan has yet to score in the NWSL this year. Hasn't scored a single fucking goal and is a striker with no defensive ability, no playmaking ability. She's got to score and she's not doing it. So why would you waste time on someone who's washed?
Because that's what American sports, that's what we fucking do. Have you watched American sports? There's always somebody washed on one of the teams that's going to win it all. Like,
let her be a
Udonis Haslem just retired. He's 86 years old.
look at Team USA on the basketball side. It's like more than 3/4 of that roster's washed. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? One person being washed. Come on.
That's different because that we're going to win walking away.
Oh, that's
And
different.
there it is.
Okay.
That's different. You know what? That seems kind of sexist because what you're saying is we can't have washed women on the squad, but it's fine to have a bunch of washed women.
No,
You know what? I'm
this
not
is stupider.
I am not sexist, and I think that the women's team should have that valuable veteran presence regardless of it.
So you're saying that the women's team who plays in a competitive sport with competitive teams should waste a roster spot so that they can have that veteran presence. Despite
just
having
like the men's team,
very competitive
just
space,
like the men's team.
The men's team blows ass. They're not worth talking about.
I'm
okay?
not talking about the fucking soccer team. That's a team full of washed motherfuckers all together. I'm talking about any other American sports team that wins a championship. There is 9 times out of 10 a roster spot reserved for somebody that doesn't have any business being there and is probably past their prime, but you have them along for the ride and you have them along for those moments and the contribution that they're going to have at that one moment. And Alex Morgan should be on this goddamn team, and they better win it all. They better bring home the gold or they're fucking done to me.
Al Horford just won a ring in the NBA championship.
Al Horford was still a contributor.
Al
He was
Horford.
still putting up boards. He was making plays. He was doing stuff. He wasn't just sitting there collecting a check.
Thank you. Got it again. Oh, that's different. You shitbag.
Boom.
Got him.
Bill is
It's a completely different thing. The basketball competition level, completely different. You have a lot of roster spots to waste.
I would argue it's even worse in basketball because the roster is even farther limited. So it's even worse that somebody like that is taking up a roster spot. Mookie, it's totally different. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Y'all can eat a dick. Daniel's right. If you didn't know Trinity was the Worm's daughter, then you can't go on about a Wash Morgan and not getting on the squad. She's not good anymore.
Chase with the correct take here. Mookie DiCaprio of women.
Lindsey Horan is like 28,
Once they're over
29.
25,
So
he doesn't
clearly
want
that's not
them
it.
anymore. I think it is.
Yeah, but again,
Mookie, listen,
I heard the same thing about Carly Lloyd and Megan Rapinoe, and they were there and they served their purpose, and it didn't.
Won.
Okay, so but we don't even get to find out if this squad would have done the same thing. But I'll tell you right now, if they come up short, there's going to be a whole lot of told you so's on this motherfucking show. I'll tell you that right now.
Mookie is so
Trinity
mad.
better score 900 goals too.
So mad right now, but he's mad because he knows he's wrong on this.
No,
That's why he's
absolutely
mad.
not. Absolutely not. Alex Morgan belongs in the studio with Carly Lloyd and her shit ass looks on Fox. Like, there is absolutely no reason.
Whoa! Hold on a second,
Dude, did you see that USA Blazer she was trying to rock? Like, get
talking
the fuck out of
negatively about a female's looks on television or otherwise? No, that is
Distancing myself from this.
Yeah, that is Andrew
Go ahead and distance
Waborski.
away,
That is
'cause I know
Andrew
what I saw, and it was
Waborski.
not good.
Not Scott Kaiser. I can tell you that.
I stand by what I said. I don't know why she had to go on there with that nasty looking USA Blazer when she could just be, I don't know, stand on her accreditation as a 3-time World Cup champion.
You sounded really sexist, right? Like, you're trying not to, and you are making it worse, my friend. Like, I like at first it all kind of started off as a joke, but you do realize that you are doing what people complain about any male talking about sports, especially when they're talking about women, do, right? Like, that is exactly what's happening right now. Like, who gives a shit what she was wearing on TV? Like, she's allowed to talk about the sports, right? Like, can we agree that what she was wearing has no bearing on her knowledge of what she was talking about? Not even gonna get a pass, huh? All right, cool.
That was a really rough spot.
Can't be charged for saying nothing, Scott.
Really rough spot all the way around.
Well played.
We're gonna shift gears very quickly and pivot out of this talk. Let's talk basketball. Boom shakalaka! Speaking of women, Angel Reese, guys, holy shit! Angel Reese made history over the weekend with her 10th straight double-double. It's a WNBA record. No woman in the history of the WNBA has had 10 straight double-doubles. But this is why I included this story. Online, people started doing what people do whenever something like this happens. And the Twitter comments were basically pointing out that it's not fair that Angel Reese is getting all these rebounds because she's mostly rebounding her own missed shots. And it made me question things, Scott. This one commenter said she got out of 5 offensive rebounds, 4 of them were off of her own shot, and she only made 1 putback. It really hurts the record when you know the offensive rebounds are coming from your own shot, like just following your own shot and getting your own miss. How do you, the WNBA expert on this show, feel about Angel Reese's record and the reaction online that she got?
Well, see, I'm not gonna bash women like some people on this show do, and they don't. And you know, in baseball, they don't say what. There isn't a qualifier of, well, he hit a home run off of this guy who should have been in the minors anyway, and he just got called up for the day, so we're not going to count that in the record books. I mean, is it a rebound? Did she get it? Then it's a fucking record. That is really fucking unique and weird that that the stats are like that. But, I mean, she did it, right? Like, good for her.
Isn't that going to be the case for a lot of offensive rebounds, though? Like, if you really think about it, a lot of offensive rebounds probably come from getting your own rebound around the rim. Like, I don't feel.
I think the weird part. The weird part isn't that they're offensive rebounds. The weird part is that you saying that she only got 1 putback out of like 5. Yeah. Like that seems weird. Like, because that's probably the easiest part when you're getting an offensive rebound is just and her being as tall as she is, just put it right back in. So those numbers need to come up. Like, that's the problem. Is like if I'm her coach, it's like, yeah, it's great that you're getting all these rebounds, but can we fucking finish? Like, can we, like, what good is getting the rebound? If you're gonna get the rebound, then kick it back out. If you're not gonna fucking put it back up and make it, right? Like,
does she have bonuses in her contract?
Brick it back
wins
up.
Or double doubles?
Good point, Mookie.
She's got bonuses built in for double doubles. Like, girl, get your money. Like, I would start every game dribbling it down, standing at the side of the backboard, and just going like this, like 9-10 times. Get my numbers, and then we can play ball. Like, where's her money at?
Hold up. I wish this hasn't been moved. We've stumbled on one here. Full on. Mookie, this is a fantastic conspiracy theory. Angel probably has something in her contract of like, you reach a certain number of rebounds for the year and you get X number of dollars, and she's purposely missing and getting her own rebound to jack up them stats. What a great call by you, Mookie. You've totally redeemed yourself.
I mean, I wish it felt like that, but like,
it's
over here.
Please don't be so mad.
Ricky Davis threw his own shot off the backboard to keep that triple double record going, so he could get that. So, like, you know,
I mean, right? See, like,
dude, I mean, sure. I ain't mad if you're trying to goose the stats. Like, this. Then don't count them like that is what I'd be looking at. Like, hey, you don't want me to get bonuses for rebounds, then don't put it in my contract. How about that?
Speaking of which, happy belated Bobby Bonilla Day.
Forever and always, baby.
Right? And by that you mean for at least like what, another 10 years? I thought it was 2035 or some shit.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm getting really upset on every Bobby Bonilla day because now motherfuckers want to come out of the woodwork and start bringing their bullshit facts to the table. Hey, man, such and such makes more.
Eyes paid red.
Yeah, like these motherfuckers are the ones that like ruin any holiday for anything. It's like, well, technically they didn't sign the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July, so it really shouldn't be celebrated on the 4th. Like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. It's Bobby Bonilla Day. Nobody gives a fuck who else has ever done this. The story, the way that it happened, the fact that it's the Mets, it is forever and always Bobby Bonilla Day.
Actually,
how many times
he's still cashing checks from the O's too. I think they've got a little kicker in there too.
And that's fine too. That's
what I mean. Like, who else has worked the system like that? Like, Bobby Bonilla is a legend and a saint. Like, that's why most importantly, he's a legend at the bank. Who gives a shit about the baseball part of it? He's a legend at the bank. Every July 1st, they'll be like, Mr. Bonilla, hey, we saw your check was deposited. Do you need? How would you like that, sir? Like, I mean, but these Mets fans or these other motherfuckers want to come in, everybody such and such gets more. It's like, fuck off with that shit.
But Chase saying that the rants from Scott tonight have been and they have been, Scott. You have hit a lane tonight, sir. Whatever mixture you have that you got into tonight, keep it because it's perfect.
I haven't in 48 hours. I haven't done something, so maybe it's that. But what?
No,
I know.
Correlation is not causation, Scott. Don't go down that.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Like Mike's sitting there saying, like the cocktail, and it's like, well, that's the only thing that's technically changed, but I don't think I'm going to keep that consistent. It just happened to be for tonight, Second half of the year, I'm claiming to get I got that vacation to Mexico coming in September. Like we're in the final countdown, the final stretch here. So I'm trying to be better about things, and not doing that means there's less likelihood that I'll overeat. So
man, but overeating is the best.
You know what? It is, but then it's
just
not.
Keep doing that and like get some Ozempic. It'll balance out. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that.
I'm good on that.
Bill saying, legit, regardless if she did or not, if you're saying it was never a part of compensation for the NBA, then this isn't a new thing. It's a standard process. I can guarantee you it's abuse. No, Bill, we're not saying it's not never been a part of the compensation. We're not saying it's not a standard process. Like that, it's true. There's incentives built in, and yes, there are people who've probably goosed their stats to hit their incentives, and we've heard stories of like quarterbacks who like change the play so that somebody can get a rushing touchdown and hit their bonus. Like that obviously happens. Nobody's floated that's part of why Angel Reese was able to set this record, though, is that she's like going early. Like Mookie was the first one to float that Angel Reese is goosing her own stats, and it's resulted in her record-setting 10th straight double-double. So that's the allegation.
I'm just
Hold on a second.
Look, Sarah's got lots of questions.
Hold on a second. I want to know how this list of things got put into motion, but she wants to know the things that I haven't done the last 40 hours, whether or not it's masturbated, no, smoked weed, worked, or paid a bill. Unfortunately, I have to work. The bill paying usually comes on Friday, so by process of elimination, because the first thing, that 48 hours, that's a long time. I'm not trying to kill myself. I still gotta live.
That I've done 3 of those today.
My man Chase.
I gotta be honest. This is interesting. I'm trying to figure out what's the odd one out here, and I'm gonna go with he had today off work.
Solid guess.
I feel like that's decent.
or again, like he just didn't have to pay a bill today. Like I get that. Like you don't necessarily have to do that every day, right? Yeah, it just so happened you didn't have to pay one today. Those are the 2 guesses for sure on the things that didn't happen.
It's one of those things where it's like, look, I'll give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count.
Right.
Incorrect. Chase has not paid any bills today. Congratulations, Chase.
There it is.
Keep your money yours.
We got to talk about this Kyle Filipowski story, fellas, because good Lord, is it bananas. So Kyle Filipowski, he's the kid from Duke. He got drafted this week. He fell to the second round, and everybody was like shocked that he had slipped to the second round because he was supposed to be a first-round pick. They actually invited him to the draft, and here he is falling to the second round of the second day. So rumors started circulating that the reason why he fell was because of some internal thing that they found out about his girlfriend. Like there was something that teams were kind of pushing away from. And then his mom and his brother came on Twitter and revealed this whole story that Kyle Filipowski's girlfriend is like 5 years older than him, and that she started grooming him into the Mormon church when he was still in high school. She went to his prom as like a 25-year-old woman. She went to Kyle Filipowski's senior prom. She dated him all through Duke. She has severed a wedge. This is all according to his mom and his brother. She has severed a wedge between him and his family, basically cut him off from his family, and is like pushing him to be a Mormon. The mom was like, she had a plan from the time he was in high school to get a diamond ring on that finger before he left Duke. This is where, fellas, I feel like we might be in a simulation, because Scott, do you know where Kyle Filipowski got drafted this week? Do you have any idea?
No, but I'm guessing Utah.
I was going to say
drafted by the Jazz. Kyle Filipowski got taken by the Jazz.
I had no idea, but that, I mean, based on the story, it makes total sense. But now I gotta wonder. So she's grooming him to become a Mormon, right? Like, she's grooming him so that he could be in a religion where it's cool to have more than one.
They don't care. She doesn't care as long as she's got that meal ticket, baby.
If she's the first one, she has preferential treatment. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know the rules and the hierarchy. I just know that she could have more than one. So I didn't know like there was special treatment. I just figured
they say she was his babysitter too.
Which
God,
that's real fucked up.
This is fucked up.
That's such
Gabe also mentioning this story that he took a picture with Karl Malone's jersey too. Yes, this one after getting drafted. And guys, for a hot second, I thought Kyle Filipowski was going to be number 32. I was like, they didn't retire that? And I was like, well, they probably didn't, because he fucked a lot of kids. So they didn't retire his jersey, and maybe Kyle Filipowski is going to wear 32. This was just him holding the jersey though. But man,
to complete the thought, Rex also asking if she's 5 years older, when in high school did they start dating? Because maybe the Karl Malone jersey is apt. It's just she should be the one holding it.
No, from what I read, they didn't start dating until he was 18, but she was like grooming him prior to that. Is what the allegation.
What a weird fucking story. This would have never happened if Coach K was still there. This would have never happened.
Dude, that's what his brother said.
I'm only partially joking with that, but this shit wouldn't happen if Coach K was there.
His brother came out and said, "You have no idea how bad Duke misses Coach K." This. He says that they reached out to the coaches and were like, "Can you help us with this situation?" And they all ignored it. All the coaches ignored it. They didn't care. All the coaches knew about this when he was at Duke, did nothing about it. The allegation,
you don't want to screw up his game, right? Like, you got basketball games to win. As Scott pointed out earlier, as long as you win, that's all that matters.
It's right. Dude, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, that's, to Gabe's point, I did some independent research, and I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know, maybe grooming's not so bad here.
I mean, you got to soak with someone, right?
I was saying, I mean, if this chick came to me and said, "Hey, you should be Mormon," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, you think that I should be Mormon," which I'm not on board with, but it's you, and like I could have more wives. I'd read a pamphlet or two, right? Like, I wouldn't just close the door on the ideas. All I'm saying, like, they're like, you gotta keep an open mind. That's all.
That's saying a lot too if you're going to read the pamphlet, but I think we got an even better breaking conspiracy theory here. Rex pointing out, did you hear the story about the 55th pick for the Lakers? Apparently someone on the team is sleeping with that pick's mom.
confirmed. It's absolutely confirmed.
And you know what, Rex? Just because you earned it. People in England are popping corks of champagne during points, and it's fucking with the tennis players. There you go, Rex. There's your tennis talk.
You've redeemed yourself, Mookie. Congratulations, you're back.
You did.
That was well done. That was well done.
You know what that was? That right there that you just dropped, Mookie?
The silly sports story.
That's a silly
That was a silly sports story.
That's a good
Absolutely
silly
right.
story. I'm excited to see how the Kyle Filipowski thing ends up turning out as we get more into his career in Utah.
And to answer the question posed, no, I would not be okay if I was being groomed by a dude. Like, no. How's that a question? Like, no. I said that I would consider it if she showed up on my doorstep and said, have you thought about being Mormon? I'm like, well, no, but let me read what you have. Let's talk about this. I don't want to eliminate it right away. That's all I'm saying.
I got 5 minutes. Sit down. Let's
Right.
listen.
You made the trip all the way here.
It's kind of hot outside.
Right.
I got these. Let's talk baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Kind of. There's some good baseball stuff going on. You guys had a great backwards K yesterday that covered off on most of the good topics to kind of get through. But there was one thing that I wanted to talk about on our show here tonight. That's the Lake County Captains, who minor league baseball, doing minor league baseball things, boys. It's why I love minor league baseball. It's why it's the best. The Lake County Captains came up with the plan with Roto-Rooter to have a line of seats in a section of the ballpark, just be toilets. They've got like toilets that you can sit on and watch the game, where you sit on the throne and watch the game at the stadium. Bizarre. It's a bizarre thing to see. But Scott, when you heard about the Lake County Captains doing this, what was the first thing that hit you about this?
The fact that I didn't know Roto-Rooter was still a thing in 2024, to be honest with you. Like, that was the thing that really shocked me. And I was like, wait, that's the partnership? Like, that's a brand that, like, kids still know, or they still put out commercials? Because when we were kids and the Roto-Rooter commercials came out, they were like a step above the local flair. Like, they look like they had just a few more dollars in their budget as far as but like, to see that in 2024 they're still kicking and they've got their names on some toilets at a minor league stadium, like, damn, congratulations, Roto-Rooter. You motherfuckers have come up. But also, how much does it cost? And can you are these all you can eat seats? Because I think that's the marketing opportunity here.
There is something with it, because Rex pointing out they have a special quote unquote bathroom attendant. So I think it's somebody that comes and takes your order for you. I don't know.
I don't know about shitting in public there though, just like right there in front of the whole fucking free world, even with all the free food. It's like, is that guy shitting right in front of me?
Is it free beer or just free food? Because
I don't know if it's free anything. I think it's a waiter that comes to the row to.
And you're sitting on a toilet seat.
On a toilet.
It doesn't even look like it's a cushioned one either.
Yeah,
it does look
right.
cushioned. I think there's a couple of them that look cushioned. But guys, here's what I'm thinking when I see this. All right, a baseball game. Yeah, we've got improved speed now. It's like 2.5 hours for a game. Have you ever sat on the shitter for more than 30 minutes?
I'm not really trying to get him. I don't want to go to the baseball game and leave with hemorrhoids. I'll pass. So there's that.
Like, I can't imagine. Like, just imagine. We've talked about like the 999 challenge, the 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings. Just imagine the sit on the toilet for an entire baseball game and then try to walk to your car challenge, because that's your legs are done. You're wobbling out of there after that. This is a horrible idea, just for the simple fact that nobody wants to sit on a toilet that long without fucking losing the lower half of their body. Mookie, what did you think when you saw
that? You don't have to strain the entire time.
Yeah, but it's not about straining though. I mean, just the act of sitting there. Once you get to this age, the act of sitting on a toilet for long enough can do that to
just
you. Like,
pull shit out. Got it. Okay, good to know what I'm in store for.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it could be fun.
Trust me, I found it out the hard way the past few months. I'm like, oh, this is a thing now. Cool. I love getting old. Thanks, body. Literally, when it's just like sat on the toilet too long, like looked up causes, and I was like, oh fuck, that's a thing. I'm like, I guess there's no more like watching a video or not the videos that Mookie thinks you watch on the toilet, but I mean, there's no more watching or reading.
I said about using your phone in the bathroom.
Even scrolling through the group for a minute, it's like, no, you gotta do what you gotta do, get the fuck up and get out. Otherwise, you risk that shit.
Sarah pointing out too, you got to work on your pelvic floor, man. Happy baby.
Again, I didn't know these things. Like I sitting on the toilet, I used to be able to do it for hours. Now it's like, hey, yo, clock's ticking, motherfucker. You better hurry up. But don't push too hard. You need to hurry up, but not be too fast. It's like getting old really fucking sucks, man.
I feel so bad for you, Scott. I feel like going to the bathroom's got to be just so much work, so much effort, so much.
There's too much thought put into it these days. I'm like, remember when you could just go in and be like, oh man, I was in there for like a half hour. I didn't even think about it. Now it's like you do that for a half an hour. My intestines will be in the toilet. I do eat fiber.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Crap. Wait, hold on. We gotta give Scott all these flowers. Bill said, bruh, eat some fiber. Rex hit you with a turn your phones off, do what you do.
It's true. Like I said, you go in there unarmed now. I'm like, I gotta go in here. I got business to attend to, and I gotta get out. The phone will be there.
And I am 100% behind Chase with this one. This might be an all-time Scott episode. He says, I don't know if it's just the weed, but Scott's rants are hitting different tonight. They really are. Like, it is next level, bro. Scott. It's amazing what you're doing. Is it the back-to-back podcasting nights? Is that what it is? Like
I
last night.
I don't know. Like I said, it's just there's a lot of things that you learn about as you get older, and it's just this wisdom is just all pouring out on a Tuesday night.
Is that what if him warming up and having some misses on Monday night to land it on Tuesday, does that make him the Angel Reese of podcasting?
It might be, yeah. All the putbacks that weren't going in last night, I'm nailing them tonight, baby.
Scott's getting his own board here and putting the layup in. Or no, well, you're not. See, that's different. I think
the show. I was going to say
this is the putback to land.
Yeah, the show is the 1 out of 5. This is the 1 out of 5, so I'm good here.
Okay, that was the best. That was your best work of the night. Good work. Well done. All right, let's wrap this show up here talking some football. All right, so we talked about it at the top of the show. Guys, first of all, I didn't know we had a national tackle football team. I didn't know that was a thing until I found out that they lost to Japan 41-20 and then lost to Austria in the bronze medal game. So we hit on it at the top of the show, what an utter disappointment this is to the entire country at large. Granted, this team is made up of dudes who aren't very good. Like we're not talking about like the best of the best play on this team. I had read an article that the team was led by a 4-star Notre Dame commit, but he's not playing because he doesn't want to get hurt, along with all of the other really good players who are not playing because they don't want to get hurt.
That makes sense,
so our quarterback is like some guy who's going to go NAIA. Like we've got a bunch of scrubs, but I still feel like those scrubs should beat the shit out of Japan. What are we doing?
Or at the very least, not get blown the fuck out, like not get embarrassed. Like, oh, we lost in a close one, but it's because we've got all these guys that are, barely above high school level, wouldn't play Division I. That I could see. But when I saw that score and I saw the story, and I couldn't really wrap my brain around it. I'm like, first of all, we're playing Japan in football. Like that's a whole thing. Yeah, that's a whole thing, playing football against another country and it being Japan. And then losing by 20? Like, I needed to see the video of this to kind of believe it. Like, how did this happen? Like, did they have a running back that was just out there juking our guys? Did they have a wide receiver that was towering over it? Like, was their quarterback just dropping dimes? Like, what happened in this game that we lost by 20? Like, I'm very curious about that. I need to see like the all 22 fucking video of this fucking game to see what happened.
The quarterback is not Uncle Rico, Sarah, because based on what I watched here in 20-second clip of the game where we lost to Japan, this team's it's such bad football. It's such bad football. Like, this is shit that you would have Texas high schools laughing at and pointing out of, like, they wouldn't even make the cut for the JV squad, which doesn't make it better, but maybe it makes it more understandable.
No,
I mean, there's got to be something.
It's not. None of it is understandable. None of it is acceptable. We lost to Japan in football. Like, that's a sentence that no American should ever have.
For three. Oh, he banked it in. We're going to overtime.
It startles me every time.
I love it. It's like, I was sitting there thinking before I pressed it, I was like, I think the last 4 times I've pressed this button, Mike was mid-sentence.
You know what's sad is
carry on.
Our quarterback kind of reminds me of a less talented Colin Kaepernick.
Excuse the fuck out of me. I need reasons. Why does
his release looks just the same awkward high whatever thing he used to have, and they're running like
USA QB football. I'm going to do some research myself and see if I can see the comparisons here, because of course I googled USA QB football. The first name that they gave me was Geno Smith.
Obviously.
Wow. I want to know which quarterback you're looking at, Mookie, because I did some Googling myself. Give me the more you know banner here, because I got the statistics from the game where we lost to Japan 41-20. And thank you. We have 3 different quarterbacks that played in that game.
Oh, geez.
We had one quarterback that went 13 of 25, one that went 10 for 18, and one that went 1 for 1. You know what they say when you got 3 quarterbacks, guys?
You got none.
You don't got one. That's the problem with Team USA right here. Also, the fact that we gave up 303 rushing yards and 130 rushing yards. So Team Japan just ran it down our fucking throats all game
which
long.
Again does lend some credence to Scott's sumo wrestler theory for that one.
The big nasties up front.
The big nasties up front just pushing people out the way. You don't have to juke or anything if you got 5 dudes in front of you that are 330 and can move 3 yards.
The holes that those guys are fucking creating against apparently the most jabronis that we could fucking send over to this fucking thing. Like, Jesus God. Seriously, I would think like even like a D3, if you just picked one D3 program in the country and said, here, go be in this, that they would be able to handle Japan. Like, I don't know.
But
maybe I'm naive about how the rest of the world is caught up. But
why risk your NIL money for that? You know?
No. I mean, and that's fine. I'm just saying the principle of like who's on this team, like the names. Should it matter? Like to Mike's point, it's like we should just be able to just say any old D3 program, like run out there and go do what you do. Like, even if you only beat them by a touchdown, like you win, right? Like not necessarily expecting a blowout, but to lose by 20 points, like any team that we assembled losing by 20 points.
In fairness, our lead rusher on the team was Jaden Alston. He had 11 carries for 101 yards. Oh, no. This got bad quick. His longest game was 87 yards.
Oh.
So he had, what is that, 10 carries for 14 yards and 1 carry for 87 yards.
Yikes.
And then he had a touchdown. So I looked up Jaden Alston to figure out who this kid is. He is a sophomore, it looks like, at West Liberty University.
Liberty Bibberty? Are they the emus?
That's a good joke. God damn it. That's a good joke. I'm mad because it's a good joke. Damn. They are Division II university in West Virginia. They're a D2 school. So he's not even the starting running back at a D2 school in West Virginia that nobody's ever heard of. So we still should beat fucking Japan, though.
Thank you.
I mean,
I was just going to say, I was like,
Yeah.
and yet still, like, no matter the qualifications, I still feel like playing against Japan, like, they're not known for their football. And quite honestly, before the loss, I was like, wait, Japan is a football team? Since fucking when? Like, where did they find people in Japan?
Where did they find 53 20-year-olds or younger that play American football?
Yeah, like at a level good enough to beat the players that we have that grew up playing.
We might not be that good.
Well, no, but I mean, I imagine that, there's not too many kids in Japan who grow up playing football, so they've all picked it up, within the last 5, 6, 7 years is my guess. It's a pretty big L to hold. I don't know, like no matter what angle you come at it it's an embarrassing loss.
Bigger or more disappointing U.S. team loss this week? The U.S. losing to Uruguay and Panama, or the U.S. losing to Japan in football?
There's only one answer to that, and it's losing to Japan, obviously.
Yeah, it's Japan football. Yeah, we consistently suck ass at soccer. Like, there's nothing new for us.
That's just called a Tuesday.
So, guys, this is officially a new era of college football has started as of yesterday. We are in it now. It's the 12-team playoff this year, but yesterday was also the first day that all of the teams officially moved to their new conferences.
Oh, boy.
Yesterday, Oklahoma and Texas, first days as SEC members. Texas put up a sign in Times Square, like touting this. They were like doing laps on the media circuit. And one of the interviews stuck out to me because the OU athletic director was on the SEC network talking about how Oklahoma is very excited to play in the SEC. They're looking forward to it. They've been looking forward to it. He said back in 2021, they started having these discussions. They talked to all their coaches, and he said, quote, every coach that we talked to is excited. And you know what? The ones who aren't here anymore, which, if you don't know, is a direct dig at Lincoln Riley, who everyone accused of jumping to USC because he was afraid of the SEC challenge. And the OU AD basically admitted it on the SEC network. He was like, the only ones who weren't excited aren't here anymore. A big old fuck you to Lincoln Riley. Just a middle finger right to his face, because he's telling you, yes, Lincoln Riley's a bitch, and he bailed for USC because he's afraid of the SEC. I love it. I love everything about this.
That's factual and it's hilarious, but I'm sorry. I was just looking at this USA roster. Just take it back one more time. We have a defensive lineman named Wycavius. Like, imagine Japan seeing Wycavius Thomas line up across from them and thinking, oh yeah, we're going to be, this motherfucker's 309.62. Like, what? And we lost to Japan. Wycavius, you got to stay in Japan, man. You got to fucking stay in Japan. You can't come back after the sell, bitch.
I don't even think the game was played there, but Scott.
Oh no, I know. No,
he's like, you gotta go.
I was gonna say the ship is ass off.
Go.
The whole team, y'all gotta go. Stay in Japan until you redeem yourselves. Figure it out.
Learn Chinese. Konnichiwa.
No, because that is not good enough.
Well, I was gonna hit with the.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wycavius.
By the way, that was one of my favorite One of my favorite Caesar reveals was when he realized that Konnichiwa was. Oh, that was amazing.
That was amazing. But yeah, Lincoln Riley is a huge bitch. Like, shocker.
Yeah,
Shocker. I mean, seriously, like there's been a few coaches that have risen up the ranks and made a name for themselves of the past, like I'd say decade, that he just really didn't believe in, and every single time they ended up like a big time program and finally got they fell flat on their face. And Lincoln Riley seemed like one of those guys. It's like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like it just, I don't know, some of these younger guys that get there that fast on the backs of, the weird transfer rules and all that other shit, and kind of create this like cult following over some shit that they do, and then they get exposed when they go to a USC or whatever the fuck it is. It makes total sense.
Mookie, how'd you take this news of USC's coach being a bitch?
I mean, come on, man. We've known that for decades. Like, it's just that school attracts them. Like, sorry, Will Ferrell, your secret's out, bro.
One last thing that I had for you guys tonight. So as part of this, I don't know if you remember this, but the Big 12 instituted a rule that teams could be penalized for doing the horns down gesture to Texas. That was a flag in the Big 12.
Lame. Very lame. Very, very lame. But now the question is the SEC going to allow the horns down gesture? So they actually asked Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, and he said, I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're going to celebrate the conference growing. We're not going to talk about that right now, which leads me to believe, fellas,
It absolutely is going to be allowed.
horns down's coming back, baby. Like, it's coming back. The SEC's like, you think we give a fuck about what they say? Are you fucking kidding me? No, you do horns down, you do fingers up. We don't give a fuck. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just get out there and play football, man. That's what we do in this conference.
Get out there, you get out there and beat Japan, damn it.
Yeah, this is SEC country. They're not worried about anybody's sensibilities from a non-traditional SEC school. On top of that, like, oh yeah, you're lucky to be here. The fact that we acknowledge your existence with the horns down should be good enough for you. Sorry, Texas, y'all sissies are just gonna have to get the fuck over it.
So speaking of that, who has the better first season in the SEC, Oklahoma or Texas?
Texas.
Yeah. That was quick. All right.
And it's not even just because I would want it for Caesar. I feel like
they're at right now.
Better spot.
Yeah,
their team is in such a better spot than Oklahoma is.
Yeah,
like
they're just currently set up to be better, especially in the short term. So Texas is the answer. I mean, I could see that flipping long term. Like, I could see Oklahoma seems more like an SEC school, but for right now, it's definitely Texas.
Quinn Ewers is about to go crazy. Quinn Ewers is gonna look. We've heard all the time about it, like, oh, SEC defenses, blah blah blah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Quinn Ewers is gonna feast. He's gonna have a year.
Sarah
I would love to see that.
The new team doesn't get to dictate anything about feelings. Like, nope. Texas, you just
Commissioner Sankey, we want to come to the SEC. We want to take a piece of this pie from you, but you have to make sure nobody does the horn down gesture to us, okay?
Man, I hope they're doing that shit. I hope fucking Vandy is doing that shit. Like, fucking Vandy's like, yeah, Texas, fuck you. Like, they're like, welcome to the SEC, bitch.
There'll be SEC refs doing it to Texas.
Right.
At the coin toss, just like, all right, Texas, they'll receive.
Even better, you think someone's going to put out a mod to do it in the NCAA football game?
Ooh, no. And that's so funny that you asked, or that got brought up, because that question was addressed recently by EA.
In the live stream you waited in line to watch today, Scott.
No, not on that. This was before that, fucker.
No, he doesn't deny waiting
But,
in line
yeah,
to watch
yeah.
a live stream. He's
It
like,
was-
yeah,
it was
obviously.
two-
Like,
It was
what were
2
you
minutes.
doing?
It's 2 minutes, and it's not like I was waiting to get in the fucking club. It was just to watch the video that started at the 11:55. Any damn way. But no, they were asked that question: would horns down be in the game? And they, the developers did state like, no, we that's not in the game, but we haven't closed the door on it. They did the old say, we'll see. Let's see the popularity in SEC. I bet if they do it a whole hell of a lot across the SEC at stadiums, it'll be a next year's
That
version.
shit'll show up at Peachtree.
Every fucking game,
Mhm.
every game, you're gonna see a horns down, just for the fact that they don't like it. Like they
Yes.
it's the
Which is
same reason
it's such a
why
weird
everybody.
thing.
I know it's weird, and Miami.
I don't get it.
When people give the upside down U, Miami gets all upset, and it's like you realize
What?
Like I feel like I'm talking to my kids, where I'm like, you realize when you get mad, it makes them want to do it more. So just
Right.
fucking ignore it. Just don't just let it roll off your shoulders, and then it's not fun anymore. Like
Right. And also it's like the most basic bottom level of like trolling. We turned the thing you do upside down. Like, how should that even really offend anyone? Like, it's not like saying, "Oh, hey, I fucked your mom." Like, it's just turning your little stupid hand gesture the opposite way, and you're like, they can't do that. You can throw a flag. It's so mean. Like, it makes you look like real big bitches. And I don't even have a problem with Texas, but it's horrible that you would sit there and whine about, like a pro team. Like, well, you can't do that chant. Like, even like, could you imagine? And I could, but the Yankees being like, if the crowd starts chanting "fuck the Yankees," could you maybe get on the loudspeaker and tell them to stop that? It really hurts our brand, or we really have a lot of pride. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Chase nailing it. EA just waiting to drop horns down as paid DLC.
And I'll pay the extra couple bucks for it too. Just cause.
That's how you know when you're playing with rich motherfuckers, when like all of a sudden horns down. You're like, God damn it, this guy's rich as fuck, man.
This motherfucker paid for that shit.
Actually,
God damn it.
wait. All right. So think about it this way: would they make more money by charging you to pay? You would have to pay to get horns down, or horns down is in the game by default, and you have to pay to get it removed.
That's a good point.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
They might make
people
more
paying,
that way.
but-
That's a good point. Texas, because you could charge Texas fans a lot.
Oh yeah, $50 to turn
Like,
the shit off.
Yeah, you're
And they
not
pay
going to make a ton. Like if I look at it and horns down is like $10, I'm like, I'm not going to spend $10 just to see horns down for the couple of times I play Texas.
Well, my black ass ain't spending $10.
But if you go to a Texas fan, you're like, look, it's $50 for you to never see that horns down. They won't get that $50 out fast. They will smack that shit on the table. Here you go. Oh, do you want an extra 10 to do it quicker? Here you go.
Oh, they'll pay $50 for another fan who isn't gonna pay the $50. It's like, like he's not gonna pay for it. Don't worry, I got him.
They'll
covered.
start a slush.
I don't want
fund
his,
for fans.
right, I don't want
Yeah,
his
you
game
apply
to
for a
have horns
scholarship in
down
the
in it
esports
either,
team.
So
They're paying it forward like it's Starbucks. And here's
no,
Sarah.
Sarah, that's where you're wrong. I would not pay for that. Let's be clear. I could joke about paying $1 or $2 for it, but let's be honest, I'm not paying shit else extra for anything. Like DLC, get the fuck out of here.
Don't
Thank
worry,
you, Rex.
Rex
has
my
got my
first
back.
got.
My man Rex.
All right, we got to get out of here real quick, though. I do want to give you guys an update on Nick Bienz, so let's talk golf real quick.
Playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack.
Nick Bienz was the guy that was qualifying for the Rocket Mortgage Classic last week, and he was in the playoff, and he slammed 3 beers in between the playoff to calm his nerves, and then ended up winning and qualifying for his first PGA Tour event. He didn't make the cut last week. He finished +6. Probably needed to be a little bit more boozed up, and that's why. So sorry, Nick. Better luck next time, buddy. All right, boys, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them on Caesar scale, as always, dog or no dog. Scott, what was in your mug, dog or no dog?
I was drinking Urban Artifact strawberries and cream, 7% fruit ale. It's fucking dog. Fruit's delicious.
It sounds good.
It was another one of those things too, where I just feel like every time I see any type of fruit beer lately, I'm like, I'm gonna just try it. I don't give a shit. Like, it really wasn't until I got it up to the counter that I was like, oh shit, I think this is another sour. Oh well, whatever.
You
We're
soured your way into IPA territory, Scott.
I have.
The way we treated IPAs, we were like, we just got to drink them, like drink all of them, and then maybe we'll like them.
And that's how I feel about. And I was gonna say that's how I feel about sours. Like the more you get them, and I like the sour aftertaste. It's fine. It's good.
It's fine.
What else could we get Scott to start to like just by forcing him to do it a whole lot?
Not paying for things, I'll tell you that much.
The Yankees, the Lakers.
Oh, God, no.
Just force feed Scott Yankees games like 24/7.
No.
He'll come out being
It'll
like,
be that meme from the Fire Fest of getting your eyes held open. That'd be me. No thanks.
I was drinking Simple Man from Frank Brewing Company up there in Canada way. Solid dog. Absolutely drinkable. Weird to say this on July 4th, but today was a stout season, so
because that's always stout season, baby.
It's always stout season. I was drinking the Belgian wit beer ale from High Grain Brewing. Absolutely a dog, 5.3%. This was a great beer. Definitely a dog on this one. Guys, you know what tonight was?
It was a show.
It was a show, boys. It was a show. I can't wait to get the text tomorrow that's like, an hour and 52. Oh, we got double overtime, huh? Because it was what it was. Good times, though. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Tell your friends to sub to the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow it, and the best way that we can do that is with you helping us. So if you like the show, if you like us, tell your friends who also might like the show and also might like us. Hit that share button. Tell them to sub. Just get in front of some people, and let's grow this thing. All right? All right. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, @CraftySports, on all of those. And join the Facebook group. It's really the only reason to have Facebook, especially as the election's coming up and everything's a dumpster fire. So go join that because it's a good escape, and it's basically the comment section from the life. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Go sub, rate, and review all the podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Like easiest.
You'll never walk alone, dog.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.